is up? It's season 4, episode 16, and this is the Coffee, Hardcore, and Hockey Talk. And we're going to make this intro quick because we got a lot of moving parts. I'm Mick, all the way from Parkersburg, West Virginia. I got Wiley Willis, all the way from Chicago.
What's up?
I got Stephen, the Hardcore Encyclopedia, all the way from Boston, Mass.
What's up?
I got Jacob Okencrow all the way from the Finger Lakes in New York.
Hey.
And then we got Mark Sylvester on with us this time, all the way from Bangor. Did I say that right? Bangor, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, Bangor, Pennsylvania.
Bangor, sorry.
Yeah.
Bangor,
What's
Pennsylvania.
up, everybody?
And this is how it's going to work tonight. We're going to talk about coffee. We're going to talk to Mark about his coffee company, Quarry Stone. We're going to talk about hockey, and we're going to talk about hardcore. It's all going to happen this episode, so get ready. Here we go.
Mix Master Mick, thank you so much for that wonderful introduction. So, Jacob, you know coffee, you do coffee, you're the coffee man, you are the vegan coffee roaster, you are Okencrow, you sponsor the podcast, you help all these bands, you do coffee for them, you basically are a busy dude, you're a roaster, you work at a cafe as well, right?
Yeah, I got a coffee bar inside of a diner in Angel Hearts Diner in Ithaca.
Shout out to Angel Hearts, woo woo, in that vegan restaurant, by the way. And then we got Mark with us. Mark is an entrepreneur coffee guru who actually, didn't she hit up Jacob to ask him how to kind of start?
I did. Jacob actually helped us out quite a bit at the fire department that I'm a member of, and he helped us with a fundraiser while COVID was going on. And I actually got interested in it and asked him some information about coffee roasting, and he pretty much laid everything out for me, how to get started, what to look for, and owe it all to this man.
See, Jacob, you didn't see him as competition. You saw him as a friend.
See, exactly. There's coffee
so
for
nice.
everybody.
I love it. Same with podcasts. Everyone who's interesting should have a podcast. That's why you're on ours now.
I'm out. I'm going to go start my own.
So we just thought it'd be cool to have Mark on, so you could kind of talk to him about how his coffee company's going, because he's been doing it now for a year and a half, 2 years, maybe now.
Yeah, about 2 years.
2 years, yeah. Time doesn't make sense to me anymore, so
right.
That checks out. So why don't you talk to him about some coffee? Why don't you guys get into it? I'll sit back and listen.
It's been a while. How's it going?
Absolutely, man. It's pretty good. How about you?
I'm busy. I'm really busy. I just finished doing about 10 and a half hours straight of roasting before getting on the podcast. Yeah, it was a busy day. It was a busy day. So let's get all the simple questions out of the way. Why Quarry Stone?
Quarry Stone? Our town was actually founded by Welsh settlers from Bangor, Wales, and the layout of this land is basically like over there, and there's a lot of slate quarries. A lot of slate here, and they mined it for blackboards, roofing, anything like that. So since we have so many quarries around here, Quarry Stone obviously being the choice for a name.
That makes sense. And you led me to the next question. What the hell happened to the Red Dragon? I haven't seen that in a while.
I know. Well, you make the Red Dragon, so but as far as using the Red Dragon, I still use that a little bit for the one blend that we do called Eyes with Pride, and that's basically a little homage to the Bangor Slater band, which has been phenomenal as long as I can remember, and they actually wear Welsh Guard uniforms when they're out performing. Yeah,
cool. That's awesome. It's funny. Really cool. I recently did some ancestry work, DNA work, and I was just trying to check in, see where my family is from. And it turns out, after all these years, I am 0% Welsh.
Really?
Yeah. And what was more surprising than that is I'm only 4 or 5% Puerto Rican. And I grew up believing I was Puerto Rican and Welsh. And it turns out I'm mostly English. Then I'm about 26% Scottish and 15% French. And the rest is just like small amounts of things.
Mhm.
It explains my love for Coxbar.
Yeah.
So how was it getting into roasting? What did you start with? You went and started with an air popper, yeah?
Yeah, I got a whirly popcorn popper, and I started on the my propane gas grill outside. Just heated it up that way with a thermocouple. Jotting notes down as I was going, had the timer, and that's how it all happened.
How
And
did
I
you
went
figure out how to
from
do that? Did you
reading.
go on? Did you go on like any home roasting sites or anything like that?
YouTube videos is a good tutorial for that. So I just did a lot of research that way, some reading, and just playing around.
Yeah.
It's experimentation.
How long did it take before you got one you wanted to share?
Quite a while. I didn't mind drinking it right away.
Right.
Started giving it to the neighbors and see what they thought. Right. I sent some to Wiley and Mick, and they tried it out, and then they gave me their honest feedback, which of course is appreciated. And I just wanted to get better from there. So then I went to a small tabletop roaster. Actually got two of those because people actually started wanting the coffee more, and I couldn't keep up with just the small one small tabletop. And then I moved on to the Bullet, which is a small drum roaster. It can handle about a kilo at a time. So we're still very small. Yeah, it's nice. It's easy to operate. It's easy to clean. Haven't had any major issues, knock on wood, so far with it. So
I've never had a chance to use one of those, but they look awesome.
Yeah, they're nice. They're a little workhorse. You can pump out a decent amount of coffee with those.
Oh, nice.
Definitely, if you're looking for a sample roaster, it might be something to look into.
It's funny. I have a Quest M3 that I use for a sample roaster, and it's really, really nice. But how I got it was a friend of mine was working for another coffee company, was roasting a batch on it, got a phone call, forgot he was roasting, and it caught on fire.
Oh my gosh.
So he kind of, kicked it off into the dustbin and then called me up. He's like, hey, if you think you can bring this back to life and you want a sample roaster, here you go.
Nice.
And it works really well.
Yeah, that's great.
It's weird going from electric to gas, but
that's
and it has a timer that shuts off on its, at a certain amount of time. So you have to keep resetting it for longer roasts.
Right.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And I always forget that it doesn't have a ported exhaust. So if I use it in the basement, it just fills the whole room with smoke after like 6 or 7.
Right.
Mark knows all about that. He's got that salty cigar smoker's voice anyway, so he's cool with it.
So what's your favorite coffee to work with so far? Or if you have one at all?
Yeah, I really like Dominican coffee. I think that's one of my favorite ones to do. Some of the Ramirez Estate stuff. I think that's probably some of my favorite.
Is it just the flavor, or is it easy to work with?
It's pretty easy to work with. The flavor is really good too. I like to take that one pretty dark, so I get that nice, rich, like chocolatey flavor out of that one, and that one's good. Yeah, I like to do Honduran too. Is a nice one to play around with too.
That's one of my favorites. Yeah.
You can get, depending on how you roast it, there's so many different flavor profiles for that one. So
you're getting
like to go medium.
Are you getting around in that area, or are you roasting anywhere else? Are you shipping at all, or?
I just slowed down quite a bit because I don't have a whole lot of time. It's because the kids are involved in so much stuff. But I am roasting and supplying Leaf Cigar Bar with their coffee. And I just started with the local ice cream shop who's using the beans for cold brew.
I saw that. That looks awesome.
Yeah. So they're using it for some of their stuff. But I'll just, I'll roast and then I'll just throw something out there and people will contact me. I actually just did something out of my comfort zone because I don't really do too many light roasts. I'm doing one for Steady Sound System for one of their events next weekend. So they're going to kind of use that to raise some funds for their stuff.
Oh, nice. What are you going to use for that?
It's Ethiopian, Brazilian, and Colombian.
Nice. Sorry, I got to adjust my face a little bit.
Well, now you got to tell people.
Yeah, you got to tell them.
All right.
Because you're holding your face.
If I sound different than the last podcast, about a week ago, I got bit by a tick and got a nice little batch of Lyme disease. And it came with a fun side of Bell's palsy. And I can't use the left side of my face. It's good for scaring children.
I'll be honest. I mean, I say this out of love, but it's kind of crazy.
Oh yeah, it's
to
totally
see you like
crazy.
that.
At least it's not permanent.
Right.
But you know what's funny is you were holding the side of your face the whole time you were talking to him. I'm like, why is he doing that? But then you took it away, and I was like, oh
yeah, it makes a huge difference.
Yeah, it does. It keeps your face more tight, I think, right? So you can talk out of it better.
Yeah, I just figured that out about 20 minutes ago.
Jeez.
So
I'm sorry, man. This sucks.
This is how committed Jacob was for tonight. Not only did he brew all day, but only half his face works, and he still showed up. So
that's right. That's a workhorse right there. If you want to talk about workhorses, Mark Sylvester.
No, that's called being old and stubborn.
Yeah, an old stubborn horse that just won't die. Don't die though, Jacob. Don't die.
So I forgot to mention before, I'm also doing a blend for one of the local pasty companies here.
Did you say pasty company?
Yeah, the
hell yeah, brother.
pasty company. So they have their own blend that they sell out of there. It's called the Hoist, which is, of course, used in the quarry to get the slate up out of the quarry. So that is another blend. That one's just a two-bean blend. That's an Ethiopian and a Brazilian one. So
you're pretty much just like supplying your community with coffee. That's cool. Because I was thinking like you just have people hit you up on Messenger to order it, but it doesn't really sound like you really need much or online orders.
And now, as far as like time wise, right now, since I don't have a lot of time, it's good. The people in the community will hit me up. I actually have a guy that came to work with us. He was like was a customer of ours, and they came in to work with us a little bit, and he found out that I was roasting coffee. So every once in a while he'll hit me up and he's like, yo, can you ship me like 8 pounds of coffee? So I ship it out towards the Chicago way for him, and all of his flavor chemists seem to like it. So that's a good thing.
Nice. Do you have future plans for it, or are you just going to let it develop on its own, or?
We'll let it develop on its own. I'm right now working full time. This is just kind of like a side thing. If it ever bloomed into anything where I could do it full time, that would be fantastic. But right now, I'm just enjoying what I'm doing, and I think we'll ride it out for now.
Well, that's awesome. You want to wrap this up, Jacob? You got any other questions, Mark? You got anything else you want to say, and then we can move on to the album reviews.
Yeah, Mark. How do I get some of this coffee?
Hey, I have your address, so I'll
wait. You haven't had any?
No,
it's been a while.
Interesting.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
Keep an eye on your mail. I'll get some for you.
All right, I'm into it. Maybe I'll review yours next time. Next time we do this.
Don't tear it up too hard, though.
The master reviewing
the Padawan.
There you go. Thank you. You saw me struggle. All right.
Hey, this is Dan from Run Into the Sun. We just dropped some new music. This is the track No One Sees Me, recorded, mixed, and mastered by the one and only Nick Karchner at Grotto Audio. from the summit. They taught us she jumped, but militiamen done it. It's never suicide.
It's that time of the show where we review some hardcore albums, and we got a slew of them tonight. Every person that's on the podcast picked a song, sent it to everybody. We listened to it. We have thoughts. That's what this segment is. Here we go. First up is who?
Mark Sylvester.
What you got, Mark?
I have Left Unsaid by Restraining Order off their LP Locked in Time.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Well,
come on, you weirdos.
You weirdo. So it came out in July of this year, July 21st. I just love the old school punk rock hardcore feel of this band. It just reminds me a lot of like Circle Jerks energy when I listen to this band. And it just makes me want to get in the pit and fuck shit up.
How many tracks are on this?
12 tracks, 21 minutes and 28 seconds long.
That's a full length these days.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
There it is.
Dude, it's a great record, man. It has that 80s, 90s hardcore feel.
Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
It gives me like a sick of it all vibe at times. I dig it a ton. Classic hardcore, in my opinion.
Absolutely. Yes.
One of the things about it that I thought was a little weird, I couldn't put my finger on what it sounded like, but part of it reminded me of a little bit of like a little slap shot with a little crumb suckers in the vocals mainly.
Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I like
they're really good live too. I've gotten to see them a few times. They're actually from a mix of like Massachusetts and Connecticut, so they play around me a lot. Very good live, solid. One of those bands I think they might even be a little better live than they are on record, if you can believe that. But yeah, their first album was amazing. This one follows it up, and it's killer. It's a great pick. I'm glad you picked it for the show.
Yeah, I was gonna say like I really dug their last album, but this one's really good too. And the freaking album cover's just weird.
Yeah.
So weird. I like it. I love the yellow, black, and white on it. Is that like a dude melting? I don't know.
That's what it looks like to me.
But yeah,
it's very different going from the lead singer jumping album cover to this. I was like, whoa, like what's going on? Like,
right.
Because that first album cover's got that straight edge feel. They're not a straight edge band, but it's got that straight edge feel with the sound, and this like kind of took it to another level. So it's very cool.
Awesome.
I'm a fan.
So we're playing Left Unsaid, right? We're gonna drop that track.
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go.
Feel it.
Smelting momentum. Boom.
All right, who's next? Who's got next?
Who's got next?
That'd be me.
Oh yeah,
that is you.
I think that's me. So I'm gonna say I shouldn't say yet. All right. So my band's from Massachusetts too. There's kind of a theme going on here. There was, without talking to each other, there was a bunch of picks from my area, which I was pretty cool with.
That's because it's got some badass hardcore.
I know, right? So my band is Adrienne. It's metalcore. It's got some hardcore feels, but
yeah, I didn't get a metalcore vibe from the track you sent, really.
It's that track's awesome. So it's this is their second. This is the second release. It's definitely. So my notes. I'll tell you. It's Massachusetts South Shore, hardcore, metalcore, loud music makers. Like that pretty much sums it up. That gives you the '90s feels. Definitely. I've read articles and they've even said it themselves. They have huge influence from the '90s spirit-filled scene.
No shit.
Oh yeah, but they're not spirit-filled, but they definitely come from that. Zayo was a huge impact on them. They said.
Who are they?
This is the lead singer mainly. He was interviewed. Just going back on some of his notes, but yeah,
who's Zayo? I haven't heard of him.
Oh, Zayo, it's a small band from Mick. Where are they from?
Pennsylvania.
Oh yeah, okay, all right, yeah.
E-town.
So yeah, it's pretty cool. It's got that. It's got some like straight edge vibes too with the lyrics.
Are they straight edge band?
I know there's a few of them that are straight edge, but they don't label themselves that way.
Gotcha.
But definitely the song that I picked, which was Rebirth, is all about that. And
such a good song.
Yeah, you're gonna hear it. So let's play it, and then I'll talk a little bit more about it. And I'll let you guys talk too. So here it is. Drop that shit.
Down the blow.
Rebirthing it. Double birth. Birth times 2.
So I gotta say, these guys are nuts. Like the singer goes crazy live. He brings it. He gets involved with the pit. Definitely a show you want to go and check out. The vocals and the bass really do it for me. In this band, the drums, the guitar, the riffs, that all kind of brings it together. But definitely, like I just find myself focusing on the vocalist and the bassist. Like the bassist is nasty. And I love it. It's definitely, for me, it does have a ton of metalcore in it. Huge riffs. It just keeps going and going. Long songs, which I miss because I feel like everybody has so many short songs these days.
Hey, shut up.
No offense. I'm just saying it's it's nice to hear the other side of things.
I'm just teasing you.
But yeah, no. So they released this 3-song release. Summertime. I forget the name of it.
Is
Summer's Beginning.
Summer's Beginning. That's what it is. And the Summer's Beginning is 3 songs. So it's like, all right, they dropped a 4-song EP, a 3-song EP. I'm ready for the full length. Like
you're ready for the 2-song EP.
Right. Do people do full length still, right? Like
yeah, some people, yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to see this band do a full length, then maybe like a full tour of the States.
I mean, a full length nowadays is like 20. I think it's considered 20 minutes, and on Spotify, I think a full length is 8 tracks, 7 to 8 tracks.
Yeah.
Well, on Spotify, this is a single, and it's 3 songs on it.
Yeah.
So
I think like no. I think I think a single is 1 to 3 songs on Spotify,
right?
And then I think like 4 to 5 songs is an EP, and I think a full length is considered 7 or 8 tracks.
Makes sense.
So I don't know.
It's crazy.
I don't know why that's what it's considered nowadays, but I know like even like TV shows have gone that route, right? Like TV shows used to be like 20 something episodes at like 22 minutes, and now it's like 10 episodes, and some of them are like 55 minutes now though. So it's like, I don't know, whatever, things change, right?
They definitely do. Yeah. So the last thing I gotta say about them, and I'll let you guys talk about a little bit, is the name, Adrienne.
Adrienne.
Exactly. So like, I don't know for a fact that's where from, but they're based out of Brockton, City of Champions. That's where Rocky's from. I'm thinking that's probably where they got the name from, and I think it's a killer name for a band. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's good.
I was digging that. So, what do you guys think of it?
I have to agree that the bass was the standout for me. I really, really like the way the tone cuts through, and some of the work that he does. But and the way it cuts through the guitar has just like this momentum that carries the song. Then they do this weird thing about halfway through the song, at least in this track, where it's like it's real quick. It's like a slight mix of like an alarm clock riff, but with a swarm of bees. It's so weird.
Right.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, it's cool.
It reminds me a little of Inclination for some reason. But I do like it. It was heavy. And it's funny that Stephen remarked about the length of the song, because I wrote down Radiohead hardcore because it was like the length of a Radiohead song.
Right.
So it was like a little over 4 minutes. So used to like those quick 1-2 minute punch songs, but it was good. It's cool. I liked it.
What do you think, Mick?
Well, everybody already said what I was going to say, but still, I'm going to say it anyway. The bass on this album, or this single, whatever you want to call it, kicks ass. It's probably the one thing that I like about all of the albums that we picked was the bass tone on all of them were killer and also unique. But I love it.
And you're focusing on bass tone right now.
Yeah,
because
I am.
You're messing with your bass tone.
So that made me go, oh, give me some ideas. But
cool.
I too, Jacob, I also thought that middle part sounded like a swarm of bees. I kind of wrote that down too. So
weird.
Yeah. It was weird hearing the length of a song this long nowadays. Like, it's just weird. Like, I don't know.
You're not accustomed to it. Like,
No, not at all. And like
Well,
we
especially in
reviewed some-
hardcore.
and we reviewed some like metal leaning hardcore, metalcore, and stuff like that. And this one's longer. So
Right. I'll bet you the 3 songs almost touched the first album we reviewed. I bet you it's almost the same length, you know.
Yeah. That's crazy. Do you know how long it is?
It's got to be close. Like maybe. Let me see. It is 14 minutes.
Oh, wow. That's like a full
3 songs.
7-inch right there
Yeah.
with 3 songs.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy. I like this track, man. I think it was really good. I'm gonna say something that's probably not popular opinion, and Jacob might hate it, but it's what I always hoped Madball would be, but never became. Like, they're like super catchy, heavy guitar riffs. The vocals are mean as hell. Like, for some reason, and I know you probably won't agree, but it gives me like a Madball vibe. But like, if Madball was a little bit more creative and heavier. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's my take on that. So that's all I got to say about that. Jacob's just ignoring it.
No, I said that's fair. That's fair.
Oh, I didn't hear you. Hell yeah, it's fair. Are you up next?
Who's up next?
Jacob.
I am. All right. So I picked Time Heist. They're a Colorado straight edge band. I picked a track off of their split with who is it? Without Love, I believe.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I'd never heard of these guys, and they just started popping up on the
Talking about
Instagram page.
These guys.
Those guys.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'd never heard of them. They kept popping up on my page, so finally I decided to give them a listen. And then I heard I think it was a full length before this, and then I heard saw this come out recently and decided to give it a listen. And at first I was conflicted. I didn't know if I was going to do them or Without Love, but I don't know. I decided to stick with Time Heist. This track is just, I really like the old school feel to it. It reminds me of that, like, 88 style Youth Crew. The nice, like, when the breakdown comes in, it's not worried about flying fists. Everybody's just kind of circle pitting, dog piling, stage diving. I don't know. The energy was great in it. There's something else in the song though that I didn't quite. I had to keep listening to see if I heard it right. But right after the first verse, there's like some ghost backing vocals.
Yeah.
Kind of like when you hear somebody yelling without a mic but singing. And I don't know. I was just really, really into this. The way they use the guitar harmonics as percussion towards the end of the song.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really like these guys. I think I don't know. They're probably going to get more of a regular spin while I'm roasting.
I felt like they gave me a huge looking forward feel.
Oh, nice.
It's got like that the singer definitely, but it's super positive too. Like I love the it seems like very positive Youth Crew. I don't know. I dig it. I think that they're on a roll too. With their releases, and they're definitely old school hardcore dudes too. I think I get that feel like they're they've been doing this forever. It's great stuff. I definitely dig it. I think I'm glad you picked this one too, and I probably would have. I was thinking about it.
Oh no.
It's all good.
You know what though? I think my goal one of these days is to pick a band that nothing about.
And
hey,
if
I picked one that he didn't post.
Right?
That made me happy enough.
But didn't we do a track for Time Heist a couple episodes back? Didn't we?
Yeah, we've featured them before on the podcast, and then and then we've shared a bunch of their stuff.
Yeah. All right. So here we go. Never too late. We're dropping it right here.
Too many people living their lives
High fives and stage dives.
Dude, I love it, Jacob. I think it's a great split. I've been a fan of Time Heist for some time now. I think it's great, straight edge hardcore. And I know I'm throwing out weird things here, but it gives me like a galloping kind of H2O feel, but better tone, in my opinion. Like the rhythm section of this band is just amazing. I think they're great, but it's sort of like that, like poppy hardcore, which isn't a bad. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying that's why it gave me like that H2O kind of feel at times. I don't know if y'all heard that, but
listen,
I totally heard that.
The bass riff right before it drops, and there's like a little bass kind of solo or whatever, bass lead right there, is the coolest thing. He does a little, it just really cool. Gradually progresses, and then it drops into that little where it's just the bass, and then everybody comes back in. That's just killer. Very creative. I dug it. Very sonically pleasing to my ears.
A good songwriting. Good job, Time Heist.
Yeah.
Well,
so now it's my turn. It's my turn. All right. So this band we're getting ready to talk about, I think back in the day, maybe even the first season or second season, Wiley actually reviewed one of their 2-song EPs, and we actually dug that EP. But this is a full length.
That's back when they were called Buggin' Out.
Yeah, that's back when they were called Buggin' Out. Now they're just going by Buggin'. Yep. And it's off the album Concrete Cowboys that came out in June 2nd, so to speak. And the song that I sent you guys was All Eyes on You. And
how many tracks has this got on it?
This has got, I believe 13 or 12. Yeah. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 13.
13. Lucky 13.
Yeah. But it's only 19 minutes and 6 seconds long. So, falling in the suit of everything else that's kind of really kicking right now. And that's another thing about this. We just had Ankle Biter on the last episode. And we kind of talked to them about the sound that's happening in hardcore right now. And I kind of feel like these guys can be thrown into that mix. I mean, there's a lot of talk about Scowl. There's a lot of talk about Ankle Biter. There's a lot of talk about, just a couple of these other bands that are just that nice. It's just a whole new age of hardcore that's out now. And these guys are definitely a part of that. I've always dug the bass tone from this band. It's killer. It sounds like a chainsaw. The vocals are mean. It's just got this snotty attitude to it, and just snotty attitude, catchy riffs. It just a constant slap in the face because it goes into a different direction and different places. I really dig it. I like their earlier stuff, but I really, really, really think this album is just going to take them to another level. And it's just,
I think it already has. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, but you want to drop the track and then come back and talk about it?
Yeah, it's up to you, but yeah.
All right. Yeah. Well, here it is. Here's All Eyes on You.
It's so good.
So good.
It's
Those
sassy.
vocals during the
hard.
breakdown are just crazy.
Yes.
That's my favorite part of that song.
Yeah.
I love that song.
Great
so
energy
good.
too.
I feel like when you hear the vocalist and you hear that part and everything, it's like you just feel like they're just right there in your face, like they're gonna tell you something. Like I'm gonna slap you and you're gonna pay attention. Just I don't know.
I love that it's raw. It's real energy. I love like the Chicago, like the yell outs, like all that cheesy stuff that I like personally eat up in hardcore.
Yeah.
This album's like it's super packed with all that awesome cheesy hardcore stuff, and it's so good.
It's so good. Bug Slam, Snack Run.
Yeah.
Like some of the song titles, like and the album artwork too is just ridiculous. You know.
Well,
they have one
in a
called
good way.
Power Bulldozer.
Right. Yeah, it's that's what I say. Like so, it's awesome.
It's Poser Bulldozer, I think.
Is it? Sorry, I can't read. I'm old. I can't read. Hold on. Yeah,
dude, that's an even better name.
Poser Bulldozer.
Yeah.
Yes, it's way better. Yeah.
These guys, and they're from Chicago. You said, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. Have you ever seen them, Wiley?
Have not.
Do they play a lot around there?
They sort of like came out during the COVID time, right?
Yeah.
I think so. Right.
Yeah. So my son was born, so I haven't been to a lot of shows since that.
I'd love to see them. I bet you they're probably crazy live.
I'm sure.
They probably bring it. But yeah, this is another great album. I think it's probably, definitely my top 10. I think so far for this year.
Oh
it's up there.
Oh, you're already talking about what I think you're talking about.
We're getting close, all right?
You're talking about album of the year. You're already going there. I heard that almost come out of your mouth.
I said top 10, all right?
Yeah, but you're going to say contender for album of the year.
No, I caught myself.
Okay, yeah.
I remembered who I'm talking with.
Yeah.
Did
you show up in the Poser Bulldozer?
Right.
Jacob's like, damn it.
If you do a little digging, go back through the discography, Wiley, the
2019.
Was the Brain Freeze, and they also did the Gratitude cover by the Beastie Boys.
Yeah,
which was cool. Yep. And if you haven't checked out their Audio Tree live set,
I have actually.
It's really good too.
When they were called Buggin' Out, they played Cody, the guy who works with me, his like workshop.
Really?
Oh, really?
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So he saw him live. I thought that was really cool. He was playing him one day, and I was like, dude, this is, at the time, I was like, this is Buggin' Out. And he's like, yeah, they played my workshop. I'm like, what? Why didn't you tell me?
I wonder why they changed their name from Buggin' to Buggin'.
I think there was another Bugging Out on Spotify.
Makes sense.
Bug Out, yeah. And it was like trying to drop their tracks in there, some shit like that, you know?
Yep.
It's how that does it on Spotify.
Yeah.
That's like the new name keeper, right? Is Spotify. Like that's how you know if another band exists. You're like, where'd my tracks go? Oh, they're on this other band called whatever. Called Shitstorm.
Wait, it wasn't getting mixed up with that band Bug Out Society, was it?
No, it was I think it was another Buggin' Out.
Buggin' Out.
Spelled like Buggin' Out. Theirs was Buggin' Out. But I think it still put it in there or something like that. I think that's what happened. And because I think they were independent then, and then they signed to their label, and their label was probably like, yo, it'd be cool if it didn't get confused with this other band.
Right.
I'm just guessing, but I'm pretty sure that's probably what happened.
Kind of like Dunkin' Donuts changed their names to Dunkin', right?
I don't know if it's anything like that, but let's get them on the show. Let's get Buggin' on the show to talk about it. This is an official invite.
Yes. All right, Wiley, what album you got?
I do got an album, I am next.
You are.
I have Fraud. Oh yeah, hardcore from Boston, Massachusetts. In your face, Encyclopedia Hardcore. I'm excited because he didn't post. He might have knew about it, but he didn't post it. This is like the first thing that we've ever reviewed in like the last 2 years that he hasn't posted. So suck it.
I know.
This. Did you know about him though?
I may have. Possibly.
I
might have schooled him on a record. This EP is called March of Progress. It's 6 tracks. It came out July this year, 2023. 6 songs clocking in at about 9 minutes. So good. Should we drop the track first and then talk about
let's
it?
do it. Let's do it.
Drop it.
Okay,
What's the name of the track?
Sterilize, the last track on the EP.
Boom, boom.
Dude, okay. It's some gritty, gravelly vocals.
Yeah.
Chunky, crunchy riffs.
Yeah.
Hard hitting, splintering headache, tom heavy drums.
Yeah.
Booming, blistering bass tones. And a lot of great stops and starts with feedback to hold the empty spaces. That's Sterilized right there.
Yeah.
It's the last track on the
razor
EP. No,
blades.
sorry. Go ahead. You go.
No, I was just gonna say the vocals sound like razor blades.
Yeah.
Dude.
That's what just a gargly, like scary, rip your face off sound.
So good. Seriously, everything you want in a hardcore band nowadays. You absolutely cannot help but shake your head and tap your foot.
Yeah.
Like Boston Strangler is a band I love deeply and dearly, as I know Stephen does as well. And this gives me those vibes, but with being like their own style and their own sound completely. Like you can tell they know, they respect the Boston Strangler, but they're like, hey, you know, we're going to be inspired by, but we're going to do our own thing. And that definitely comes off.
Yep.
Right. And they also have a 4-track EP from 2021. It's also great, but I don't know. The recording quality isn't that awesome in my opinion. And this one is just, it's so good. It's so good. I prefer this new one, right? The 2021 one clocks in at over 10 minutes though. So it's a little bit longer than this new one. Yeah. But it's good. It's great. Fraud. Boom. Fraud in your face. They're a band that everyone should know about. So suck it, Stephen.
Oh God.
So you pretty much summed everything up right there, but I'll add 3 words and I'm going to steal it from the Instagram.
Suck it, Stephen.
Exactly.
Oh, no, sorry.
Boston hardcore punk. Like I heard them and I'm like, all right, this is awesome. And I agree with you. Like the last album or the last EP, it didn't do what this did for me. It's just
because it wasn't recorded as well, and it sort of loses the momentum of the songs.
This just delivers it all, and it is straight up Boston hardcore. Like this is what
it really does.
What it brings me down memory lane for a lot of hardcore bands growing up with, and they killed it. And I think that it's a great start for something new for them too. I think they're I know they play a bunch of shows. I haven't got to see them yet. I seem to miss them every time, but I definitely would like to. And it's great stuff. I was actually surprised you picked them. You kind of pulled that out of nowhere from
Yeah.
But
So you did know about him though, but
I definitely did. But I didn't listen to him as much as I should have either. I'll be honest. So you picking them definitely put them in my ear a little more, and it's awesome stuff. If you don't know Fraud, go listen to Fraud and check them out because you're gonna love it. Like it's crazy, the whole thing, straight to first song to last song, amazing.
Yo, Steven, did you by chance listen to the Ankle Biter episode yet?
I have not yet.
Did you listen to any? You haven't even listened to the intro?
I haven't yet.
We talk about you a ton, by the way.
Do you really?
Yeah, we had to. All good things.
Oh wait, you didn't listen to it yet?
Not yet.
Just said no.
You suck.
No. So today's my day off. I didn't do my normal.
Oh, I didn't even do it on his day off.
No, I did. No, today was no idea.
Hey, listen, Jacob almost died and he listened to it.
I have my hour commute both ways tomorrow morning, so that will start. I'll listen to it then.
Yeah, that was my first introduction to Ankle Biter, and I really, really like them.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Yeah. Even before the end of the interview with them, I hit them up and offered them a coffee collaboration.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I hope that they're interested, or whoever handles
they
their
said
Instagram.
They said they're sleeping on it.
Yeah, so
I told them you were a good guy, and I told them we did a collaboration with you with Up the Pups and suicide prevention, and that you actually pulled through on everything, and that you're really good at what you did. And they were like, "Oh, cool. Are you going to send them some coffee to try?"
If they're totally into it, whoever handles their Instagram,
I think it's their. Is it their drummer, Mick?
Yes, I believe so. Nick, yeah.
Nick, who was on the podcast,
So he just wants to talk to everybody else, see how they feel. But I like their energy, like in the interview, just as people. I like their energy.
Yeah.
And then I pulled up some live footage and checked them out. It's good stuff.
Yeah, they're good. I'm really glad they were on the podcast. That was a good one. Mix it up a little bit. That's cool, boys. What do y'all think about that record, or you want to move on? All right, Fraud it is. Let's move on.
I love that album. I think it's fantastic from beginning to end. I got a negative approach, like angry, pissed off vibe from it.
Yeah,
and,
I hear that.
Really appreciated that one.
How about you, Mr. Jacob?
I liked it. It was weird though. It reminded me of some bands that I would have seen at Gilman in like the early 90s. Just had that like grittiness to it.
Yeah.
The guitar tone stressed me out a little bit. I don't know
what it
was. Stressed me out like it was like a small PV solid state combo. It was just, no warmth.
I get that. I get that.
And
dude, I bet
the singer
I bet they're gonna love that compliment. I bet they're gonna love those compliments. I do. Those are great compliments for that style of band.
Yeah.
They're gonna love it. Anyways, let's do some coffee reviews.
All right, guys and girls, it's coffee time, and this motherfucker doesn't have a coffee. So I get to open it up and tell you about these guys bringing their coffee. So who's going first? Who's bringing me the coffee first?
That was a good intro for someone who wasn't prepared.
I'll go first.
All right.
There it is.
All right. So this time around, I got something from True Cult Coffee.
Ooh, I like that name.
Normally I wouldn't go for it, but I really like black metal and the aesthetics of black metal. And that's their whole thing is black metal and horror and stuff like that. So I got the natural or unnatural. I think it's Natural Selections blend. And it's a medium roast from Honduras. Their description of it was rich, decadent, and sinfully great.
Ooh.
So I got to be honest, though. So I did like the artwork. It was very typical early 90s Nordic black metal vibe on the front of the bag. Didn't know what to expect. Didn't know if it was one of those companies that puts more into the aesthetics than the product. So opened it up. Smelled really good. It took me a while to get, and I think I know why. There's no roast date on the bag, which kind of made me nervous. So I think I had to wait a while to get it because they might just do small batches and, roast it when they get enough orders and ship it out. It makes sense. But anyway, coffee from Honduras, medium roast. Brewed a couple of batches of it with a Chemex. It was really nice. It was sweet. It was balanced. The acidity is really subtle, but it cut through but didn't overpower. It wasn't weird. Really nice caramel up front. And then as it cooled down, I got a lot of black cherry and fudge and a little bit of herbal in the finish, like tarragon, possibly. Not quite sure. But yeah, the development on the roast was pretty spot on. I would definitely buy from them again.
How much was this 12-ounce bag?
Oh, I don't remember. I think it was 16 plus shipping.
So about 20 out the door?
20, 21, something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, worth it. Super solid.
The artwork was really cool on the bag because you sent us a picture of it, right?
Yeah.
That's the one you sent. Yeah, that was pretty cool. They have t-shirts?
Oh, they have t-shirts, they have mugs, they have soap, they have candles.
That's cool.
Is the soap and candles black?
I believe so. And I think the soap is vegan.
Nice.
And licorice. No, Jacob says no with his head only.
No. Licorice.
Jacob is shaking half his face no. Too soon.
Oh.
Love you. I like that. Mick, what you got?
All right. So I have a coffee. No. No, I did the MOV's own MOV stands for Mid Ohio Valley, West Virginia, Ohio represent. I did Sips Coffee Truck. It's a local coffee truck here in my neck of the woods. They just started up probably in the last couple months. Pretty rad watching their Instagram to see like how they started and, even painting their coffee truck and all that. But just I think it was just Tuesday, I ran down, like they go in different spots. So you have to kind of watch them on social media to see where they're going to be at. And they just was going to be down the street from my house. So I took off in the morning and got my wife a honeysuckle latte, which she said was really, really good. But I am a sucker for cold brew coffee. So I was like, hey, they have a fresh batch of cold brew that just got done. And I was hoping they had something called a Clementine cold brew that was going to have like some citrus notes with it. That was going to be in it. I've just heard it's absolutely amazing, but they were out of that. So I went with the chocolate cold brew, which was interesting because it came in they make it in a bottle, like a plastic bottle. And it almost had a feel of like what you would think like a chocolate milk bottle would be. But basically got it, and the guy was like, yeah, just shake it up really good before you drink it. It'll be, just let me know what you think. And I just got in the car, drove home, shook it up, and I was like, man, this looks really smooth. And I've tried cold brew in a lot of different places. There's another place in town that I dig their cold brew. It's pretty good, but it has just like this bitter aftertaste. And if you go to like even like a chain like Dunkin', and God forbid you walk into a Starbucks and get a cold brew because it sucks, because it just tastes like dirt. But this was surprisingly not bitter at all. It was super, super smooth. It had a bite to it, but it wasn't bitter. I dug it a lot. It just was the chocolate wasn't overwhelming. It just complemented the cold brew, and you could just taste. It was just a good mix, and it was smooth enough to where it almost felt like you were drinking not quite chocolate milk, but it had almost that same consistency. It was good. I dug it quite a bit. I want to try some of their other stuff. I want to try the Clementine cold brew. I want to try some of their other just straight up coffee. I want to try it. But they do a lot of cool stuff. They got some different tea. They have a hibiscus tea, which I'm a sucker for hibiscus tea too. But they changed their menu. Like right now they have a summer menu. When they get into the fall, they're gonna have a fall menu. Just really cool, rad couple, like mom and pop kind of place that just own wheels, driving around Parkersburg and Belpre, bringing some good coffee. So yeah, I did Sips Coffee. It was good.
Nice.
Real good.
I like the name.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sips Coffee.
Their marketing and stuff is really, I don't know, for around here, it's pretty cool. They know what they're doing.
Okay, well, let's keep going then.
All right, Mark, what you got, man?
I went with a coffee from a roaster, which is about 20 minutes from my house in Delaware Water Gap, Pennsylvania. It's a company called Santa Mama Coffee Company. The coffee is called Las Damas, which is a medium roast Peru coffee. Their description is clean and complex with hints of cherry milk, chocolate, and vanilla. I'm not a big medium roast coffee guy. I usually stick to dark stuff, but this was really, really good. Smelled good as soon as I opened the bag and I ground some up, but it totally hits every bit of the description. The cherry's really straightforward. The chocolate just rounds it off. And then the little hints of vanilla just made it a really good, clean cup of coffee. And it was really nice. I enjoyed it. I would totally recommend this one. I'm definitely going to buy some more. It's nice that it's local and I can totally pick some up.
Yeah. So I did a coffee thing, right? Because I came prepared.
That's right.
Sorry, I had to. But I did a Pavement Coffee House from Boston, Mass.
There it is.
So I guess you might know this more than Rathskeller House Blend. I guess that's like a club in Boston.
Yep.
Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, sort of right. Did it, say it how you would say it with the Boston accent.
The Rathskeller.
The Rathskeller. Okay. The website intro to the coffee reads, inspired by people who live on their own terms. This is Pavement's Rathskeller, meaning basement tavern, basically.
Yep.
No local rock club had a more notorious reputation than the Rathskeller to be young, free, and turning your finger up to authority in the 70s, 80s, and even 90s was to find yourself in Kenmore Square, where it was more sleazy than squeaky clean. A night at the Rat, as they call it, guaranteed loud, edgy, electrifying music and people. Known equally for their music, think Thin Lizzy, Talking Heads, Pixies. It's a wicked nasty scene. Well, let me hear you give me a wicked nasty there, Stephen.
Wicked nasty.
There you go. The Rat remains infamy for a generation of Bostonians, which is you, my friend. Mm-hmm. Rathskeller, our house blend, is a medium light roast blend of coffees from South America and Ethiopia. We use Rathskeller as our espresso blend in our shops. It is much lighter than a traditional espresso, and we like it that way. It's also a delicious drip coffee, French press, cold brew, any other brewing method, for some closer to like a traditional espresso roast. Try Pavement Dark. So I read all this because I made the mistake of not reading all of this before I drank the coffee. If I would have done all of this research before I drank the coffee, I would have known not to drink a whole pot of this, knowing it's the espresso blend, because I was bouncing off the walls. So in a way it was good because I was actually finally keeping up with my son after like 5.5 hours of sleep. But I was like, I think my heart's going to stop. This is insane. I'm like, why is this so crazy? And then I was drinking it, doing the review and looking all the stuff up. And I'm like, oh, there it is. Because it's crazy strong coffee. But a 12-ounce bag runs you $16.99. And I actually got this as like a 4-pack, the bean box, right? Libby and Boy got me a bean box for Father's Day. And I was like, I'm saving this one to review it on the podcast. But I really like this coffee a lot. It's really, really good. I actually picked this one out of the 4 first because it's from Boston. I was like, yo, I'm going to hit Stephen with the double Boston review. Libby tried it also. She liked it. She said it has tasty notes of caramel, raspberry, and mandarin. It was a very flavorful coffee. Like, I would buy this coffee, but I'll probably drink about a pot of coffee a day, and I could probably only drink 2 to 3 cups of this. Otherwise, my brain would explode.
Right.
My wife actually said it gave her like a bright and woodsy taste, and my uneducated amateur palate tasted like it was sort of bold at first, and then it sort of mellowed out. It sort of took me on this like bold, mellow journey. I kind of liked it. I like how it, I don't know. I liked it. I did. It was just weird because I wish I would have known, and it didn't say anywhere on the bag. I had to like look all the stuff on the internet that it was going to like turn me into a psychopath. So that kind of pissed me off a little bit. I didn't know it was their espresso blend, but I don't know. It was good. We got, my wife and I both got the dark berry tasting notes. I didn't at first, but I started to get it. I don't know a lot about coffee. That's why we brought Jacob on the Coffee and Hardcore podcast, which is weird that we have a coffee podcast and none of us know anything about coffee except for Jacob. But anyways, it's definitely crafted, brewed as an art form. It's good. I like it. It's good. It's a win, unlike the Bruins this year. Anyways, the coffee does smell wonderful and brightened up our Saturday morning. So there you have it. That's what I got to say about that. I'm not going to elaborate at all.
First time I went to the Rat, I saw Sam Black Church. If you don't know who Sam Black Church is, you're welcome, because you should be listening to that right now.
Are they a hardcore band?
Like metal, metal mixed with hardcore, like early 90s, late 80s. Crazy stuff.
Should we drop a track to outro us out again?
Man.
What track should we drop, bro? Sif?
Let me find one. Hold on. So they used to play with Scissor Fight all the time. I don't know if you know who
That's
that is.
a great name.
Yeah. They were a New Hampshire band. I guess.
Did they play with Run Scissors Run and Scissor Sisters a lot?
Let's go super how about Infernal Machine?
Ooh.
Throw that one out there.
All right.
Yeah. That'll exit this out.
Boom.
All right, so this is a new segment that we're going to go into, and this is Hockey Talk. If you listen to the podcast, you know that a few of us here have a chat going on during the season. We're all big-time hockey fans. The season was a little bit of a disappointment for some of us, but it was a great season of hockey.
I think for all of us on this podcast.
Yeah, I know. Right?
Yeah.
It was a great season though. A great season of hockey.
We'll get into it.
Fuck Florida. But so yeah. Yeah, I mean, we talked so much in that chat. It was Boston had a crazy.
Well, first
year.
off, let's pause real quick and let's say goodbye to our good friend Jacob from Oak and Crow, because he does neither know anything about hockey, nor does he care about hockey, nor does he like hockey, and that's fine. But
Man, you make me sound like a monster.
well, to the hockey group. Just kidding. Jacob, we love you so much. Thank you for being on the podcast. Again, you are a part of the podcast now. So I guess thank you for being a part of the podcast. We love you. Get some rest. You got to open the diner tomorrow. You got to, dude, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about your health. I really am. I know we poke fun at each other because we care about each other, but dude, it just sucks. And I'm sorry that you're dealing with this because that's no fun, man.
That's interesting. But yeah, hopefully by the next time we do this, I'll have the rest of my face back.
I sure do hope so. I hope you have it back when you wake up tomorrow morning.
Oh, that'd be excellent.
Yeah.
All right,
But
guys.
let's all wave goodbye to Jacob. Bye.
See you guys. It's been good.
See ya.
Feel better, man.
Yeah,
Take care.
man.
All right. Have a good night, guys. Talk to you
Now
soon.
too.
that motherfucker.
Easy.
Oh wait, he's still on. The hockey
All right.
talk.
All right, hockey
so
talk.
Steven, explain to people. So you say, so people might not know that. I mean, if you listen to podcasts, yeah, you know we like hockey, but
Right.
I think Mick has cut for good reason, has cut probably like 3 different times that we've actually gone in. Like one really long hockey talk that we went into,
Right.
one where I brought up Mark before, and then another short one, just because by the time the podcast airs, it's
Right.
been like 3 weeks. And
Yeah.
that's like a year in hockey.
Right. And then you throw on top of that our hockey chats kind of go a little long. And we're already knocking on an hour and a half, and then like
Right.
now we're going like 2.5. Like so
Yes. So we thought we would make an episode where the hockey group, this is the hockey group, by the way.
Yeah,
which
right
is
now.
Nick Cox, Stephen, Mark, and myself. Like we all have a hockey group together that sometimes goes. We'll get into it. I think this is going to be a great talk because I think it's going to be a lot about the hockey group and about our love for hockey. So
right.
Yes.
if you've come or stayed here to listen to intelligent hockey speak, this is not it. This is all based on
Put puck in net.
fan feelings and limited knowledge about
Right.
hockey. So
Right.
let's take it away. Steven, come on,
right.
tell us about your Bruins.
Hold on, wait.
So
We should say who our teams are. Like
Okay.
Steven, then me, because I'm doing it in the order of how we are on the screen. Steven, me, Mark, then Wiley. Ready?
Okay.
Yeah.
Go.
Panthers.
Get out now.
Wait a minute. You just said you're gonna do it in order, and then you said go, and you waited for someone else to speak. You're the first one.
No, Steven's first.
What? You're
I said
first.
I said Steven, me, Mark, then Wiley.
Oh, okay. On my camera, it's you, Steven, Mark, and myself. Okay,
That's
my
because
fault.
I'm the most important.
Yeah, it's because you're talking right now. All right, Steven, go.
All right, Bruins.
So hold
Ducks.
on. Wait.
Wait.
Back up. Wait, hold on. So Bruins. So I have 2 teams. Are you allowed to have more than one team, or can you only say your prominent team?
Say your prominent team, and then we'll talk about all because we like so many
Right.
teams. It's ridiculous.
Right.
I know, but I have, but the 2. Okay.
You gotta pick one.
Oh. Okay. I'll pick one.
Here we go
Okay.
again.
Here we go again.
Go.
Bruins.
Ducks.
Devils.
Red Wings.
There we go.
That's
There we
it.
go.
Yeah. There we go. All
Um,
right. So yeah, Steven, Bruins.
All right,
tell
so
us.
so
Yeah.
Bruins have an amazing season where they break
Actually,
all
yeah.
types of records and then fall flat on their face. But
They broke the NHL history
Yeah.
record of most
had-
wins, most
they had
points. They broke 2
most-
records, most wins and most points.
it was unbelievable. They went all in, picking up a bunch of free agents. You know, they definitely were shooting for the cup.
They had
my-
to steal a Red Wing.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
they did.
My
Um,
family's favorite player.
Yeah.
Well, now, I mean, they took Bert, and now we'll get into that too. Bertuzzi is the Willis family's favorite Red Wing, which he's not a Red Wing anymore. So now it's Mo Sider. But
I think as far as it goes with the season, my 2 biggest concerns to start the season were goaltending and age.
they
And
kept both goaltenders.
They did, but I feel like when the playoffs hit, those were the 2 factors that kind of
Well,
them.
hold on.
They went off that season. They were on a high, and then I feel like they just, I don't know. So I don't want to say everybody's injured at that time of the year. I think they had some injuries, but everybody's playing through injuries. So I can't really use that.
No, you can use that if your goalie has a shoulder injury.
Yeah.
The only issue is they didn't put Swayman in when they should have.
And things came out that he was injured too.
Oh,
so,
I did not know that.
Yeah. So I think
I know he was sick. He was like deathly sick. Remember?
Right. I feel like that whole season though, like going for the record, kind of took a lot out of their playoff push.
That's what I
they
think it did him in.
Yeah,
well, that is the reason, because they even did, if you watch like on the NHL app, they have all those interviews that they keep up for like a week, you know, and they did the panel with the coach and the GM and the trainers and everything. And basically like the coach was like, look, I got reckless I got numbers hungry and I wanted to break all these records. But that's the curse. That's the curse. You never, when you break those records, like no team goes on to win the Stanley Cup. It's just, at least in the last 15 years, it's just, that's the curse.
It's been difficult. You know,
it happened to the Red Wings.
Yeah.
The Red Wings held the record before 96 Red Wings, and they didn't win the cup in 96.
Right.
They had to come back and not worry about all that. And then they won in 97 and then 98.
I think it was either that or it was the fact that you're a fan of them now. That could have been it. But I'm going with
I put the Red Wings curse on them.
Right. But no, that was amazing season. Even up to the draft. I mean, you know, the guy that got picked for Chicago, Bedard or whatever his name is, he's going to be
Connor
amazing.
Bedard.
Yeah. So, let us hear a little bit about your teams, because I know Mark's got a young group of guys over there that I feel like that team's going to be something to stop, you know, in the near future.
Definitely a young team. Hopefully they continue to make the playoffs and get more experience. We got to get some seasoned goaltenders in there, and just get a little more consistent.
We're talking about
winning.
the Devils.
The Devils,
yes. But the thing with the Devils is it's just when they're winning, they're flying high, and when they start to lose, it's just like they forget how to play hockey, and they just need to be consistent. I think to carry them through the season and through the playoffs, and with that experience over time, you know, we might not win the cup next year or the year after that, but we're definitely going to be in the playoffs and contenders. So
our New Jersey fans as understanding as Boston fans when they don't win.
Yes,
absolutely. It's like you go on their page and it's like, oh, thank you for the great season. It's not death threats or you know.
Yeah, Boston fans are the worst.
Yeah, horrible.
They're like, fuck you, I'm never coming back here. And then next year they're like, let's go.
That's
right.
Yeah.
So can I ask, why New Jersey? Why not Flyers or?
I've never really been a big fan of PA teams. When I first got into hockey, I followed
Penguins.
Chicago. No Penguins.
God,
no.
Chicago.
I know, and like, but when I hit my teenage years, my buddy's dad would get tickets to Devils games all the time, and we just started going, and
that's cool.
Just got into following the team that way. So big shout out to Mr. Johansson for all those fun Devils games.
Yeah, man, that's a good story. That's cool. I accept that.
Mm-hmm.
I accept that. I just love hockey, man. I love the Bruins. I've always loved the Red Wings, the Bruins, the Flyers, the Penguins. Recently, since I started watching hockey again, for those who don't know or don't care, I religiously watched hockey when I was a kid from like 91 to pretty much like 2000. And then I stopped for 20 years and I started watching again in 2020. I'm a big Capitals fan now. I just love that team, man. I think they're good. The Great Eight, love him. He's going to break some records there. I mean, he has been breaking records, but he's going for the great one, you know, for old Gretzky. I think he's great. I love that he just sits in his office and just scores all day. I love him because he's like the grumpy old man that's like a steel horse, man. Like he get hit in the face with a puck and he's just like, what? It's all good.
He's so gritty. It's fantastic.
I know. I love it. I love it. And I love the Flyers so much, but they're so bad. They're so bad. There's no hope, but there's got to be hope for them. Mick likes the Ducks, which I like the Ducks for a second, and then they just dismantled the whole freaking team.
They did.
Forced their captain to quit.
Right.
Under the table, hush hush forced.
Yes.
And just like completely just jacked that whole team up.
They did. But you know what? They've had it pretty good with trades and the draft.
Yes, they did do good trades. They did good in the draft.
And we redeemed a player from Florida.
Oh, that's right, because he didn't want to go to any. He didn't want to go to any Canadian teams because of their
Canadian team.
their media. Yeah.
Is it? I think you pronounce it Gudas. Is that how you pronounce it? Gudas. I can't remember how you pronounce it.
He was the one that was going after Marchand the whole time.
Yeah, he was
that mother bitch.
But guess what? Now he gets to hit people. Now he gets to hit Florida people. So I'm excited about that. I'm glad we got Troy Terry for 7 years.
Yeah,
Troy Terry.
Yeah, he signed for 7 more years.
Yeah, I saw that. They didn't disclose the price though, which I thought was weird.
Yeah, it was weird.
I can't find it anywhere.
I'm not expecting anything like crazy. I'm expecting them to be entertaining. So,
wait, so Gibson's still there?
Now that I don't know. I haven't
he's not, Stephen?
I don't know.
I don't think so. Oh, no.
Not?
He's still there.
Yeah,
there was rumors
with
saying
it,
that he wanted to leave or something, and it was all made up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then he was on a podcast and basically said like he doesn't want to leave, but he'd be okay with leaving, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Right.
So
it kind of was like a hot topic for like a couple weeks, and then it just like
disappeared.
It all just disappeared.
Like everything.
So, yeah.
Like everything on the internet.
But it's funny, like, because I hadn't watched hockey for a long time, and then of course, in talking with Wiley, I get back into it again, and it's just been weird. Because I used to be a Blackhawks fan. And
God, you pick all the worst teams.
Listen. I used to be
the Blackhawks.
Used to be a Blackhawks fan, and they just I just couldn't support them anymore. They're just doing stupid stuff. Then
well, that whole team's like gone now.
Yeah. And then Wiley was like, "Hey man, I'm watching the Ducks," and this was like what, 2 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember. And I was like, all right. So we started watching the Ducks. Like my whole family got into it. So, and of course my kids like it because, you know, the Mighty Ducks. So they were already in. So yeah, we jumped on the Ducks bandwagon. We liked them a bit.
I was a huge Getzlaf fan.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. He was doing some crazy stuff.
Like I even wrote on my calendar, like his press conference when he was stepping down and then his last game, which they lost. It sucked, but
yeah.
He's part of their team now. I saw they hired him as something.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's a coach. So like
no.
Yeah, and I thought he was only not like a coach, but like a
maybe. I thought it was like some PR thing, but maybe
it was. I thought he was like teaching stuff, you know, like skills. Maybe not.
Skills. I thought he was a skills coach.
Oh gosh. Anyway. But no.
But Vic, what team? Yeah, you like the Ducks, but you were going for Johnny Hockey, but I was when he was on the Flames, but when he was on the Flames, you do not like Columbus. Blue Jackets.
I hate the Blue Jackets. And let me tell you why. All right. This is why I hate the Blue Jackets. Okay, Columbus is like an hour and a half from my house. You would think that I would dig the Columbus Blue Jackets because they're a newer team, whatever. They came to Columbus, they came to Ohio. Listen, I have lived in Ohio and West Virginia, like close to Columbus for almost half my life, maybe more than half of my life. And I have no fucking idea why they call themselves the Blue Jackets. I know they have this story about so many dudes from Ohio was in the Revolutionary War or whatever.
Yeah, that's why they shoot that cannon off every game.
Yeah, exactly. But can I tell you something? Nobody fucking talked about that. Like, where did that even come from? I hate it. I hate the red, white, and blue jerseys. They charge outrageous prices for their tickets, like more than
everyone does.
I know, but it's like, dude, I think I could get a Boston Bruins ticket cheaper than I could get a Columbus Blue Jacket ticket. It's ridiculous. It's a big joke around Ohio. It's like people go, but I don't even know if there's any real fans in Ohio. I think they're all outside of Ohio. I don't know. I hate them. I cannot stand them. Oh,
Love it.
Tell us how you feel.
Yeah.
it's a dumb name too, Blue Jackets.
Right?
Like, come on.
So
Jeez.
Cody and I are planning on going to the game here in Chicago because Cody and I are both Red Wings fans, and we both despise the Blackhawks. But we do want to see Connor Bedard. He might not play though. I don't know. I don't know if they're going to play him for a preseason game, but it would be cool to see him. But anyways, my point to this whole thing is we're looking at tickets. The tickets to the Blackhawks preseason game are so expensive. It would be cheaper for us to drive to Detroit, get a hotel. Yep, get a hotel, buy a ticket, a Detroit Red Wings ticket, than to watch a game. Well, we're still going to do it here because we don't have time to drive 5 hours or stay at a hotel on a Sunday. But that's like crazy. It is crazy. We looked like you could get a decent seat for $34-$40 in Detroit. You're looking at paying we're probably going to pay close to $80 to $110 for a
preseason game.
Preseason game, yeah. Thank you. It's crazy. So we looked at SeatGeek and to try to get cheaper seats, and even on SeatGeek, I think the cheapest we can get is $84.
Dang.
So yeah, and I looked at Detroit on SeatGeek. You could get one for $24.
That's nuts.
So nuts.
That's super nuts. What about during the regular season games like last year? I would think they would be kind of cheap because they.
No, yeah, you think so, right? I didn't.
Right?
I never checked last year because I didn't care. I don't like the Blackhawks, but this
Still
year
hockey, but
super expensive. No,
no,
that's not hockey. No. This year it's super expensive though because I think Connor Bedard and because I think they made millions of dollars in pre-sales on their tickets because of him.
Makes sense.
So I think that's it. And the last time, so I moved to Chicago in 2000. A friend of mine got us tickets to go see the Blackhawks and Red Wings in 2001. And I went, that's the last time I've been to the Blackhawks stadium.
Damn.
Yeah, long time ago.
Oh yeah.
But
That's
we're
crazy.
going. We're going to go. We're going to sit in the nosebleeds for $1 million.
I know that feeling.
Binoculars.
Just bringing the family to a Bruins game, it can be quite expensive.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Especially last year.
Yeah, last year it was through the roof.
Yeah. You didn't go last year, did you?
I didn't. No,
Yeah.
There was a few times where I was going to, and I had some opportunities to, but it was just way too much money.
I know, but to see Bertuzzi as a Bruin in a playoff game now, Bertuzzi's going to be a stinking Maple Leaf, which
right.
More power to him. I'm going to be rooting for him a little bit there because I'm still a Bertuzzi fan.
I can't. Sorry.
I know so many people say that.
All right.
I don't hate the Maple Leafs though.
It's a Boston thing.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about this for a second, okay?
Yeah.
Which do you hate more?
Oh.
A Canadian team or the two teams that are in Florida?
Who are you asking, me?
I'm asking everybody.
Okay, Mark, go ahead.
Florida, easy.
Yeah.
All right, so
Steven?
when I was young, the Montreal Canadiens were like the shit. Like we hated them. Like they were horrible. And that was the team that you couldn't do. Then it kind of grew into the Maple Leafs over the last few years because we always see them in the playoffs and beat them. But right now it's definitely the Florida Panthers because they fucking suck.
Mick?
Listen, I hate Florida. Like, hate Florida. Like, and remember, was it last year when the Tampa Bay Lightning were in the playoffs, I think?
They've been in the playoffs for the last 4 or 5 years.
And I was actually in Florida, which Wiley warned me not to go, and was in Tampa Bay. And like the city, like there were like banners up that the team was in the playoffs, but like nobody cared. I didn't see anybody with shirts on. Nobody give a shit.
I was just in Florida recently when their whole run was going, and I didn't see one Panthers shirt. Like,
yeah,
it is crazy. And I'll tell you honestly, the Panthers made me not mind the Lightning. That's how much I hate. That's how much I hate the Panthers. I mean, I can't stand it. I love dogs, but I don't want to see Chew Toy all day long. Going up and down.
He's talking about Matthew Tkachuk.
Yeah.
Dude, let me say this about Tampa Bay Lightning. I'm conflicted about the Tampa Bay Lightning because I do not like them. I'm really glad they lost to the Avalanche. I'm glad they didn't do a 3-peat. But it's weird because Steve Yzerman, now the GM for the Red Wings, who was, all-time one of the greatest, we'll say longest standing Red Wings captain of, 18 years or whatever it was. He played for 20 years with them. I would say Gordie Howe's, probably one of the best captains of all time. But anyways, it's just weird because he built that team up. So I have like this weird kind of feeling for them. Like Steve Yzerman built them into this 2-time Stanley Cup team. So I'm really hoping he can do that for the Red Wings. But it's still Florida, so I still hate him.
I hate the coach. I hate everything about the team, and I hate the coach. The coach is a jackass.
What team we're talking about right now? The Lightning?
Panthers.
Oh, Panthers.
I'm still on them. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So
I think,
and I have.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, please go ahead.
No, I was gonna say like, you think, I don't know, do you get the same feeling that you get if Tampa Bay played the Florida Panthers? Do you get the same feeling of a rivalry or whatever compared to if
I wouldn't watch that game, so I don't know.
If the Flames played like the reason you always kid me about liking the Flames, but dude, when the Flames play the Oilers, when the Flames play the Oilers, that game is don't care if you don't like them or not. That game is always entertaining. They beat the shit out of each other.
I like the Oilers, though. I like McJesus.
McJesus. It was so funny when we were watching those games, and you're like, I forget. Well, it's between.
I just called them the McDavids.
The McDavids. That was it. The McDavids.
I don't call them the Oilers. They're the McDavids.
The McDavids. Oh,
I don't see the Panthers in Tampa being like a rival. Like that's I don't even see it like that. Like they probably go to dinner before the game, and like they're all friends and shit. And then because they, you know what I mean? Like I don't see that at all. Like it's not like an interstate rivalry. Like it's Florida. They shouldn't be playing hockey there. I mean, there's no ice. Like, come on, like what the fuck?
So my other issue with the Panthers is, as you all know, I rooted for the Panthers the year before.
Yes.
Remember this?
We try to forget.
Yeah, I try to block that from my
mind. And you know why I did, right?
Yes.
Because I forget who was playing for
because
him.
Claude Giroux, who is
that's right,
longtime captain of Philly, needs to win a freaking cup. And he thought that was the team. You know, they had the most wins and points of, that season. And they got cursed and they got knocked out. They got knocked out in the second round, right?
Mm-hmm.
Second round, yeah.
Yeah. Similar.
Yeah. And I just wanted to see him win a freaking cup. And the whole time I said, I can't believe I want Florida to win. Like, but when he got off the team, I was like, fuck Florida, back to fuck Florida. I got loyalty for players more than teams, except for the Red Wings, of course, that's my team. But like, I really want to see him win a Stanley Cup. It's so hard to see such a great player that's been playing the game for so long just not win. You just want to see him get a win, you know? Like the Bergeron retiring, like that was just rough.
Speaking of win, we might as well voice the shiny helmets just because they did win.
They did, which is great, right? They won over the Florida Panthers, so we're all happy.
Right.
I said if I had to buy my son a Florida Panthers hockey puck, I'd throw up every time I looked at it.
I think that time off for the Panthers definitely stopped they're on fire. I mean, I hate them, but I gotta be honest. they had some crazy endings and all that stuff. And when they had that time off before the series started, I think that changed a lot of their game.
They were a fast team, right? And sort of reckless and feisty. And the Golden Helmets were just more precise with their passing and their puck handling. And they were such a good team.
Yeah, they way outplayed them. Like they definitely.
Yeah, I don't think they would have. I don't think the time off had anything to do with it. Maybe like the first game or so, but they just got outplayed. It was so gratifying to watch too.
Right.
It was so hard, really, honestly, because I love the Boston Bruins. Yeah. And it was just so hard to watch them lose a 3-1 and get knocked out in the first round. Like everybody and their mother thought they were going to the second round. Yeah. Like, and to be honest, that last game, game 7, gave me so much anxiety that I was like to the point
almost relieved.
Yeah. I was to the point that I was like, God, I don't care who wins. I just want this to be over. I remember that anxiety. It was so terrible.
That is being a Boston sports fan, because I'll throw it out there, like, the New England Patriots, every Super Bowl they won was at the end of the game on the the edge of your seat. Then friggin' Brady goes down to Tampa and blows out a team in the Super Bowl. I'm like, why couldn't you have done that up here? Like, I'm down here like losing years of my life watching these Super Bowls with him. It's crazy.
Please. I'm a Lions fan.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You can't.
Right.
I don't sympathize with you, man.
Right. No, I'm just saying though, I just feel like that's the way Boston is. Like every time it's a grind. But it definitely, that sucked. I mean, and then I was rooting for the Devils for a while there too. I thought they were gonna go somewhere.
I know. I can't believe I was, but I did for Mark.
Yeah. I thought for sure the Hurricanes were gonna give the.
Oh my God! I can't believe they got swept.
Yeah, like that was crazy.
But they were an injured team though. They weren't 100%.
Crazy year, and then all the trades and signings. Next year looks like it's going to be a completely different season.
Well, hey, this episode's knocking on about 2 hours.
Oh shit! For real?
Yes. So here's how we're going to close this out. I think I want to know what your who do you think is going to be in the finals next year?
Oh, I don't know if anyone can say.
Real quick.
What do you mean, who?
Just who you got? Who you think's going to be at least make a run for the playoffs?
All right.
Who you got?
I'll go. I think it's going to be Oilers and Maple Leafs.
All right.
That's a really good. I definitely say Oilers because they're knocking on that door, right?
Yeah.
And Maple Leafs is. So Maple Leafs is talking about getting what's his ass from. I thought he was going to retire. The captain from Chicago.
Oh yeah. Lane, right? Patrick Kane.
No, Patrick Kane went to the
Rangers,
not Patrick
right?
Kane.
Yeah, but
he's not the captain. What's the crap?
Taze,
thank you. Yep. Taze, I thought he was going to retire because he's been having health issues, but he's the Maple Leafs were talking about possibly giving him a contract because they want some older talent on there.
Yeah,
they're going to be fast. I think they're going to be fast.
If they get him and now they have Bertuzzi, I think that. Oof. I like what Stephen said. I like the Oilers and I like the Maple Leafs prediction. I really hope the Red Wings would be ready, but I don't think I think they might make it, but they're probably gonna get knocked out in the first round. But even making it is going to be huge. And I definitely think the Devils are going to make a good push too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what do you say, Mark? What do you got?
Yeah, I would like to say the Devils in the finals, but I think Carolina is going to be there for the Eastern Conference. And,
for sure.
Yeah, and
if they're healthy, yeah.
Right, and then I'll go with Edmonton as well.
Yep.
I think Edmonton's going to win soon.
Yeah,
it's about time a Canadian team does. That's why I picked 2 of them.
Oh shit! Yeah, it's been a really long time, hasn't it? Like, something years,
right? forever.
Or longer, even maybe.
It's been a while. I think the 90s, right?
I don't know. Really? 30 years?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Wow. Okay, Mick. Don't say the Ducks.
I'm not gonna say the Ducks. I just want them to be entertaining. That's all I want them to be. I'm probably gonna go with the Oilers, and I'm gonna say the Hurricanes.
Let's just say, I think Tampa Bay is gonna give it a push again.
Yeah,
because I think Tampa Bay got knocked out earlier this time, and I think they've had time to rest, and I think they're gonna be because for the last 4 or 5 years they've just been going nonstop, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Till the very end. Now they had time to rest. I think you gotta still look out for Tampa Bay.
Yeah. Well, you
Don't
want to
count
hear
them out.
You want to hear who ESPN says is going to be the top 5 at the end of the year?
Yes, please.
You ready? All right, we'll start with number 5, the Boston Bruins.
Oh shit.
Number 4, the Dallas Stars.
Whatever.
Number 3, the Colorado Avalanche. Number 2, the New Jersey Devils.
Nice.
And number 1 is the Vegas Golden Knights.
Well, yeah. They got to put that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got the Oilers at 7, Lightning at 8, the Panthers at 9, boo. They have the Maple Leafs at 11, which is
okay.
The
Red Wings at 27th.
The Kraken at 16. Honestly, guys, I think the Kraken will make another run for at least the playoffs. I think they're going to do it.
I like Kraken.
Red Wings are at 19.
Steve Eiserman's number.
I'm going to see where the Ducks are. I'm still scrolling.
They're not even on the list.
Oh God, they're below the Jackets and the Blackhawks and the Flyers and the Coyotes. Are you kidding me? Oh God, they're 32. They're last. All right.
Weren't they the worst team? Who was the worst team?
Coyotes.
I thought it was the
Coyotes. No, they were not. They ended up not being the no.
Oh. Then it may have been the Ducks.
I think it was the Blue Jackets or the Ducks.
Yeah, one or the other.
The Coyotes actually started winning there for a while. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, they worked themselves up to like 6th last place or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways, this was Hockey Rambling with with the hockey group.
There we go. This is the end of the show. We had fun. We talked about coffee, we talked about hardcore, and we talked about hockey. And for those of us on the podcast, those are 3 of our favorite things, minus our family. And we actually took some time to talk about it, and it was fun.
I agree. It was good having Mark on. Good to see you, Mark.
It was. Yeah.
It's good to be on. Good to see you guys.
Definitely feel bad about Jacob.
Yeah, I feel bad about Jacob. Keep him in your thoughts. Send him some good vibes.
Send him some coffee.
Send him some coffee.
Lyme disease
some black
is
metal.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Black metal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Lyme disease. Yeah.
Craziness.
I mean, luckily, like it's not the same as it was 20 years ago, but
still, yeah.
Yeah, it's still no fun, that's for sure.
No. But yeah, hey, listen, if you like the show, then you should show some gratitude and follow us on the old Instagram and the Facebooks. But if you want to really interact with us, Instagram's where to go. That's where we do most of our conversations and our integration. And I think Quarry Stone Coffee should probably get an Instagram. But
I think that as well. I second that. Because
Facebook is for old fogies, dude. You gotta get into Instagram.
Well, I am an old fogey.
Well, there's things that I actually want Mark to see, and I gotta go post it on Facebook too. I'm like, oh man.
But yeah, follow us there. Follow us on Spotify and Apple and all the other crazy places you can listen to podcasts. You can actually go on both of Facebook and Instagram. You can find our it's like a Linktree, but it's not Linktree, but it has a list of all the places you can go listen to the show. So yeah, do that for us. Help us out.
Help us out.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, let's drop that skull crack outro.
All right, here we go.
the good old hockey game is the best game you can name. And the best game you can name is the good old hockey game.
We lost a few games. Tough. That was District 5. Now we're the Ducks.
Yeah.
And the Ducks are undefeated.
All right. Yeah.
Quack. 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 Quack.